Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Immediately after finishing up recording, FairyLoot arrived. So I'm very curious to see this book. FairyLoot caused a little bit of a controversy earlier because they sent an email around to say that the top and bottom edges of the book were white, that it was an intentional design choice and not an error on their part, which has caused a lot of people to believe that it is an error on their part. And I know a bunch of people have but skipped this box because of it. I am waiting to see what it looks like. If it is a genuine design, then I think they really kind of messed up by sending that email around. If it is an accident, I think they probably should have owned up to it. Illumicrate have done it in the past where they've noticed things that have been on the cover well after the books have gone out and then refunded a small amount, like a couple of quid. Things happen. I understand their like hesitancy to delay a book any further, especially a monthly box. But it is what it is. We'll see what it looks like. But I'm seeing a lot of cute things in here, a lot of pink. So first up is... Okay. When FairyLoot sent around their like requests of things like their surveys of what people would want to see more of, I wanted to see more of 6 Crimson Creams, and we have a 6 Crimson Cream sugar pot designed by @Blanca Design. Oh my goodness. Okay. Oh, that's a little bit sad. Okay, so we've got the white spoon for the teapot. Like the sugar pot is plain. Kind of a shame, but also get it. Depends on what the design on the actual pot is like. Oh my god, it looks so pretty, guys. Oh my goodness. They have started off 2026 so good. So I'm going to do the lid first. We have got Kiki on the top there, with some cherry blossoms looking really pretty. Be careful when you guys unbox yours because I've just caught my thumb. There's like a little sharp bit on the inside there. I've just caught my thumb on it. It's not cut it, but it is kind of sharp. And then here is the actual pot with all of the cranes on it. That is so cute. Let's put it together. Oh my goodness. This is the most adorable sugar pot I've ever seen. They have to do a whole matching tea set of 6 Crimson Creams. My life would be complete. I need FairyLoot to do that now. I'm going to put that on my desk because it feels kind of fragile and I don't want to break it because it's by far my favorite item. Unfortunately for Illumicrate, that has literally just topped everything from that box. Next up, we have got a Dance of Lies e-reader strip, also by Blanca Designs. Not really sure what it means by e-reader. So we have, like, well, I know what an e-reader is, but like a strip. So we have this like funky little thing that kind of stretches. So I guess it like clips on to either side of like your Kindle or whatever. And then you just slide it down and maybe move like this back and forth across. Kind of nice. Not sure I would ever use it. Have you guys ever seen anything like this? Like, are they useful? I don't really do e-readers though. Like, I don't have a Kindle. I don't really like reading on my iPad. This doesn't, I mean, it stretches quite far, but you kind of lose the design a little bit when it does stretch. But yeah, still pretty cute. And then we have the cutest notebook, which has Once Upon a Broken Heart notebook designed by Duck Kim. And every time I get merch from this, there's always a fox involved. So I feel like now maybe I should read the book. I say this every time. And there's so much foiling on here. Look at all of this foiling. It's so pretty. And then on either side, it says Little Fox. We've got foiling on the spine. Yes, we've got foiling on the spine. And it says The Ballad of the Archer and the Fox. And then the back is also very similar to the front, just without the fox on it, with like bow and arrow. And then we've got gold foiling, a little pen loopy, which is great, and a book ribbon. And they are very good quality pages, could be used as like a reading journal or a normal notebook. To be decided with me, but I really like it. It's really cute, really pretty. My god, FairyLoot starting off with a bang too. Here is our art card. The theme was Hearts in Flight. We have the overlays, which I will do after talking about the book. And we have, for the first time in a while, I think, tarot cards that aren't from the same book, from the book of the month. This is from The Knight and the Moth, unless I've butchered the title, but this is number 4, and this is the main guy whose name escapes me. But that is our tarot cards. And then our book of the month is looking very, very pretty, actually. Here is the bookmark that goes with it. We have got The Swan's Daughter by Roshani Chokshi. It is really pretty, actually. I'm liking the simplistic design. We've got like an off-white kind of color, a lot of foiling, and the flowers are like done in gloss, so they're catching the light as well. Really like that. There is our spine again with the gloss flowers, and our back again, really, really pretty. To find love is a curse. And then here is our sprayed edges. I really like that. I think that's really pretty. And then our top and our bottom. And to be fair, I would say this is a design choice because this is white. It's like an off-white, and the top is the same color. So I would say it actually is a design choice, and it was just a preemptive strike against the people that can complain about it. It works. I don't think this was a skip-worthy choice if you're a fan of this book. But personally, I am not overly fussed about top and bottom edges. I don't display my books with these bits out. As you can see, my shelves are quite short. They like literally just about fit the book in. So on my shelves, I'm only ever going to see that, or I'm only ever going to see that, depending on how I display them. I think that is a deliberate design choice because it flows all the way round. I'm sad for the people that have missed out on this because this is a really pretty book. But let's look at the other bits as well. Wow, lots of foiling. Here is the trade jacket, I believe. Definitely think we have got a way nicer version. Yeah, I think this is a different color variation, but honestly, this is it. This is pretty. And then here is our naked hardcover. Loads of foiling with the stars. I'm loving it. Our spine, again, foiling. And our back with even more foiling, which makes this magpie so happy. Loves it. And then even more foiling on the artwork, which is great. So, so good. I really, really like this. This is a good use of foiling. And then on the back, again, super, super pretty. Okay, so I don't actually know anything about this book. I have read from this author before, so let's find out. Prince Aris knows that marriage means murder. After a poorly worded wish generations ago, all one needs to rule the Isle of Malice are the heart and hand in marriage of the kingdom's heir, regardless of their survival afterwards. Aris's only chance at a long life is true love. When his parents announce a tournament of brides, a throng of beautiful bachelorettes arrive at the castle, but Aris cannot tell who is there out of love for him or lust for power. His only hope is Demelza, a veritous swan who has fled the castle for sanctuary. Demelza's song brings truth from lies, and so they strike a deal. Aris will hide her in exchange for her help to sort through his potential brides. But when love and truth become impossibly tangled, the two must decide what is more important, mere survival or chasing a life worth living. So I'm guessing the swan is going to turn into a girl. And Roshani Chokshi is the award-winning author of the New York Times best-selling series, The Star-Touched Queen, The Gilded Wolves, which is amazing, and Arusha and the End of Time, which Time magazine named one of the 100 best fantasy books of all time. Chokshi's adult debut, The Last Tale of the Flower Bride, was a #1 Sunday Times bestseller. Her novels have been translated into more than 24 languages and often draw upon mythology and folklore. Chokshi is a member of the National Leadership Board for the Michael C. Carlos Museum and lives in Georgia with her family. And do we have? We do. Here's our letter. Dear FairyLoot reader, you are holding an accidental love letter. I never meant to write this book, but the heart insisted. Around the time when I was supposed to be revising a completely different novel, my daughter was born, and my brain broke. Abruptly, all I could do was stare at the seal-eyed creature with her rosebud mouth, shadow silk hair, and fists like tightly curled petals. She only slept in her arms, thus all my hours became 3 a.m. During that time, I tried to read to her from the book I was working on, but it infuriated her and me, so instead I reached for books of comfort. I read aloud Ella Enchanted by Gail Carson Levine and Howl's Moving Castle by Diana Wynne Jones. I read My Daughter Witch by Eva Ibbotson and Wildwood Dancing by Juliet Marilia, butchering names. I told her about who I was when I first read these stories, and how those tales settled in my bones, how they made me dream of all the people I wanted to be. I had not visited the sunlit glade those works had created in my mind for a long, long time. Perhaps I thought I was no longer welcome, or I'd simply lost my way, and as I read these stories again and rocked my daughter, I found my way back. This book is the result. The Swan's Daughter is a tale of love and choice and family. It is a story written at 3 a.m., and that means it is an in-between thing, a tale that lives somewhere between dusk and dawn, sometimes quiet, sometimes chaotic, a bit of a love song, and a bit of a lullaby. I hope it finds a home in your heart. I'm excited to read this. This sounds good. I love the design. I love the book. Very pretty. Let's take a look at the overlays, and then we'll see who did the items. So the overlays are pretty loud, so I'm gonna do it this way. Here is our first one. I'm guessing the Swan Lady girl. The second one, very autumn vibes, loving that. The third one, oh, what is going on here? Leaning in for a kiss, maybe. And our final one. Did I write the net backwards? I did do that backwards. There's our final one. Ta-da! Very nice. I love that they're doing overlays. I love putting them in the books. And that is our January box from FairyLoot. So let's find out about the items. The sugar pot is designed by @blanca.design. It is inspired by 6 Crimson Cranes by Elizabeth Lim, and they need to do an entire tea set for this, I swear to God. The e-reader strap, designed by @blanca.design, made for an even cozier and comfier reading experience. Hold your favourite stories close with this e-reader strap. Oh, it's a strap, not a strip. I can't read. That makes more sense. The notebook is designed by Duck Him, and it is inspired by Once Upon a Broken Heart by Stephanie Garber, a perfect place for wishes, stories, and untold secrets. The strap is inspired by A Dance of Lies by Brittany Arena. The overlays are from Chapter 2, Chapter 8, Chapter 19, and Chapter 27, and they are designed by @polearts_, and it is from this month's book. The collectible of the month are is designed by Avondale Art. It features Rory, that's his name, as the Temperance card, and Sybil as the Devil card, or also 4, from the Night and the Moth by Rachel Gillig. And our exclusive FairyLoot edition has a redesigned cover with artwork by Svetlana.Molodchenko and designed by Lydia Blagden. A colorway variation of the trade cover is a reversible dust jacket. Character artwork on the front and back hardcover by @polearts_. Foil details by @blanca.design, and character artwork and end papers by @polearts_, and foil details again by @blanca.design. The digitally sprayed edge is by Svetlana.Molodchenko, and we have an author letter inbound into the book, a digital signature, and an annotated chapter. I'm not a fan of annotated chapters, but the book is pretty, so we forgive that. A really, really good box to start off January again. I now think FairyLoot is my favourite of January so far. But yeah, let me know what you guys liked about this book. What do you think about the book design? I personally think it is intentional, and I think FairyLoot made the whole situation worse by sending that email around. I don't think anyone would have questioned it if it just turned up like that, but it is what it is. Let me know your favourite items, if you're getting the book, if you're looking forward to it. I will post a review in my website, which you can find in the description link below. And thank you guys for watching. Bye!